how's it going? So check out what's going on behind me right now. I'm nervous and excited, but that walkway, the mismatched walkway, is being removed finally. So you might remember we have a concrete, or had a concrete walkway, it's sitting there in a pile now, that was pink gray, and then it turned into a pink slab up front, which he's removing right now, and there was a random shaped piece in front of the pavers which didn't really match anything else. Anyway, we're having it all removed so that we can put in brick walkway to match what we've been doing, and the new walkway will come out and it will kind of swing over here to the driveway. So we're actually keeping a lot of this flower bed, but I had to run out here this morning because there's a tree peony right there that I haven't had time to dig up, and I really wanted to get that, and I don't think that they're gonna need to drive there, but I need to move it anyway, and I just didn't want to risk possibly losing it. Oh, and he's coming out now, so I can pop back in here and show ya. So this is perfect. He had to go run an errand, so now I can get in there and not be in his way and give you a full tour, full look at what's going on. We've had friends come through already and get a bunch of plants, and they're coming back for more, but there were climbing roses that they took and some other roses and perennials like sedums, hostas, daylilies, lamb's ear, hardy geraniums and such. But right here in front of the Quonset cherry, and then you can see like this big kind of trench thing right here, and it goes all the way around the front part of the flower bed here, was a concrete barrier. In fact, this is a piece of it right here. Look at how intense that is. We could see, you know, the top couple of inches. I had no idea that it went this deep in the ground, complete with rebar in it. Can somebody tell me what the point of that was? Like, why? Why would you put a barrier in that deep and that intense? I don't know the exact history, like I don't know everything that went on with this house, except for I do know that the original farmhouse portion, like it's been here since 1919, and it used to be right in the middle of a 1,000-acre sheep farm. So I don't know why the barrier's there. Yeah, so let's hop in here. All of these gray pavers, which I do love, I love the look of these, they are going to be saved because we're going to put in a little patio out on the new property, kind of along one of the walkways. It'll just be kind of an informal little space to stop and rest. So we will be repurposing all of those, but look at this. Oh, what a mess. It's going to be so good though. So concrete walkway started there. It's all gone. They had to use a jackhammer right here so that they didn't snag the railings. We could have removed them, but they were like, ah, nah, it's easy just to break it up in pieces and we can get it out of here. And then all of the sidewalk over to this area here, which we have shared. Some of our future thoughts for this space was to build a wraparound porch around the base of the house on this side. And I still think we'll do that. At that point, I think we may move this beam over and put in a set of double doors, because I really want to move the dining room into the room that's right there. But right now it doesn't make sense to do it if there's no doors. It would make sense if you saw it from inside. Anyway, so that was one of our thoughts. And so, you know, this would come out onto the deck, which we may even, or the porch, we may even extend it a little further right here. So I'm not really sure the trajectory of the walkway and what the flower bed will be shaped like in the end. It's just gonna have to evolve. So isn't that crazy? Like, I never really thought, like I knew that this part was gonna happen this year. I didn't know that the Hartley greenhouse was gonna happen this year. They're both super exciting projects, but they're both such big key areas of our garden to have torn up at the same time. I'm thinking like, I guess it's good to do it all at once, and you know, later on I will never regret that we did it all at once and just kind of got it done. But like kind of right now I'm thinking, what was I thinking? But I do want to show you the redbud tree. I want to give you an update on that. It's been maybe a couple weeks now since I transplanted it, so I wanted to show you what it is looking like right now. It's pretty glorious. It's already been through some crazy weather. You can see it's out here kind of in the island of nothingness, but look at it in full bloom. Look at that tree. I am just so impressed with it. Like, the new leaves are coming out with no problem. There has been no wilt, there has been no shriveling, nothing. Like, I know we'll probably see, if it's stressed from the transplant, we'll probably see it more so when it gets hot out, because that's usually when things start to show their stress. But I'm just thrilled with it right now. You can see I've been putting a slow hose on it like every, oh, I don't know, every 3 days or so. I put a hose out here like for a couple hours on a slow trickle so that it really saturates the root ball really deeply and all the way around. And our soil really does hold on to quite a bit of moisture. So I don't think that that's going to be a problem, but it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous tree. And we have to hang on to those successes in the garden, especially when you do something that you don't know exactly how it's going to turn out. Like maybe you just killed it, which is kind of what I thought maybe I had done, especially when I got the saw out, but so far so good. Okay, so now on to some work. So this tree peony right here was one I planted quite a while ago, and I'm hoping I don't disrupt it too bad because look at this. Look at the buds. There are 3 big buds on it. It hasn't actually had proper sun the whole time it's been in this spot. The same time I planted that one, I actually planted a second one right in here somewhere, but I told my friends they could dig that one out. Anyway, I've got geraniums here that I'm also gonna take. These are Johnson's Blue, I think. They're a gorgeous hedge and a beautiful perennial, so I do want to save those. And that's kind of the goal for this morning, is just to get those transplanted. And ideally, I would have done this earlier on in the season, and I think I keep saying that every time I do a transplant project, but you just get to things when you get to things sometimes. It's just life happens, there's a lot going on, and so if you are tackling a transplant job and things already have buds on them, you know, things are already growing up, just know that there is a risk. I mean, it's riskier to do it when they're already growing and things like that, because it can disrupt things a little bit more than if they're dormant, but sometimes you just gotta do it. So we're gonna dig things with as much of a root ball as we can, and then when we get them into their hole, typically, like, I like to get them kind of set in their hole how I want them, and then I put a hose in before I even backfill to make sure their root ball is completely saturated. Then I backfill with soil, and then I saturate them again, and then you just make sure you keep them nice and moist. And I use our Biotone starter fertilizer. That does help them. It helps roots to form quickly. So that's really all you can do, is just dig them with as much soil and roots as you can manage, and then keep them wet. Usually they do okay. So here we go. I think I'm gonna plant the tree peony right here. There's a smoke bush that stays a little bit smaller right in here. You can hardly see it, it's kind of in those tulips there. See right there? And then I've got some lemon zest roses, so I think it would be really pretty right there. And there it is, looking beautiful. I think it's a really great spot. So it gets afternoon sun in this area, which will make it very happy. And I think that the color of the new leaves, that kind of red color, looks beautiful with the Averon tulips right behind. Hey, Russell. What are you doing, buddy? All right, so now we're gonna head into the back garden with the geraniums. Okay, so I'm thinking the geraniums will look really pretty right in here because they'll give us a lot of summer color, and the irises will give us some late spring, early summer color. And then I do have some Poet's Wife roses back here. I think these are a peony. I don't remember if they're a coral charm or something like that. Anyway, so they'll be pink, and then we'll have a nice light yellow, and so it might be really pretty to have some purple right in here. And we haven't mulched this area yet, so I don't have to worry about making a mess. Yay! All right, well, They're not looking super perky, but I think they'll be just fine. One thing you can do, if it's in the middle of the season and they've got a bunch of leaf canopy or blooms, especially with perennials, you can cut them back before you move them or just right after you move them. Have you come out to help me?
To help me?
Yeah, that's awesome. So by cutting the plant back, it can be very helpful because your plant, I mean, you're disrupting the root system and they're gonna be in their new hole, their new home, trying to root in. And if they've got a bunch of leaves and things to support, you know, growth to support up above the ground, it's just that much more energy that the plant is trying to expend. So if you can cut them back, then, I mean, it can help them out. What I'm gonna do, because I think these will perk back up by even this evening, I'm just gonna watch them for the next day or two. If they haven't perked back up in that amount of time, I'll cut them back and let them grow back fresh. But a lot of time, especially because these are just, I mean, we're pretty early in the season still, I think they'll perk back up and they'll just continue growing. Are you gonna dig some holes for me, buddy? I'm already done digging holes. We're gonna go pull some weeds now. I saw some weeds in the driveway and I thought that I would show you a new natural weed spray that we're trying out this spring. And so far it's working pretty good. All right, Betty, let's get on the gator, load up and go to the barn. We gotta get some supplies.
Okay, and put this on the gator.
Perfect, good job, buddy.
Oh, it's all clean.
Oh yeah, kinda.
A little bit.
Yeah. So while I was over here digging the holes for the geraniums, I noticed a few weeds in our gravel, and we get asked from you guys a lot how we maintain the weeds in our gravel areas and in our flower beds and all that sort of thing. And we've done several videos on it in the past, but I'm trying out a new product, and we will link the other videos down below because we still use a lot of the same stuff. But this is a new thing in the Captain Jacks line. So it's called Deadweed Brew, and there's one called Lawnweed Brew. So the Lawnweed Brew is a broadleaf specific herbicide, and this one will do grass and broadleaves, which is perfect for our gravel areas. So this one is from caprylic, the active ingredients anyway, are caprylic acid and capric acid, and it is labeled for organic gardening, which is awesome. Which you may not see as quick of results with a natural or organic spray when it comes to herbicides as you would with synthetics. But we always try to use an organic option if at all possible. And we find that it's not like usually 100%, but it gets you really close, and that's good enough. So anyway, the Lawnweed Brew is derived from an iron, I think. I'll have to look at the label, but let me show you the label on this one. So there you go, you can see the label. It's actually even labeled for vegetable gardens as well. Kills weed, grass, algae, and moss. Anyway, we typically don't use it in a ready to use because we've got an enormous amount of space to spray. But this is perfect for today because there's just a few. So we come in on things like this, saturate it. So in our garden right now, we are dealing with a lot of these right here. The Russian thistles. They're just popping up everywhere, and they turn into these big old kind of bushy weeds if we don't take care of them quickly. So get all those sprayed today. Also, the setting with the two little spray marks right there as opposed to the one with a lot of sprays is much better. This one comes out a little bit more concentrated so you don't have to spray the weed more than once. Ah, that's a beautiful thing right there. You can see where I sprayed the weeds out. So hopefully even by tomorrow or maybe even this evening, we'll see them start to look like they're not happy anymore. And because it's so brand new, I don't have a ton of experience with it yet, so we'll be able to use both this one and the Lawnweed Brew, and we'll be able to use it extensively, like try it out extensively, and then we'll be able to report back to you guys how well it works. I know Aaron, actually, I think he was working on lawn weeds this morning, so I'll go find him, because I know he used that out on our new property along the lane. Tons of weeds in that area, like a ton. I even told him, I'm like, we should just get rid of all of it and start over. And he thought, no, I'm gonna try it. So he's been watering it, spraying the weeds, and it's looking really good. But I do believe, we'll link this down below if you want to do some reading, but I think it's available in a the ready to use, and then like one of those gallon jugs that's already pre-mixed that has a little battery operated sprayer, and it shoots quite far so you don't have to bend over, and then also a concentrate. So you can put it in like a backpack sprayer, which is what we need to do, like this. I wouldn't bend over all day long and use this. This is just convenient when you spot a few, which is what I did today. The other thing is, for weed control, you have to be consistent and persistent. You have to get after it like once a week. If you want to keep gravel driveways looking really nice, you really do have to keep up on it. Otherwise it can, I mean, you guys know how weeds are. They can take over really quickly. Let's go find Aaron. I thought I saw him out here with Benjamin. Hey, can I show that what you're using there? So that's what I was talking about, the jug that's pre-mixed and then it has a wand. Oh, there's one.
See this right here? We gotta spray it. Can you help me? Stand back a little bit. Yep, okay, now spray it.
Ooh, nice.
Great job.
Now let me see the label on that one. That's an iron base, I think. Yeah, derived from iron, which occurs in nature. See results in hours. So up front, I haven't gone and taken a really close look, and I know you've done one application, right, at least?
Yeah.
You haven't done two
No,
yet.
just one so far.
How is it working?
Good. Like stuff is dying. I'm pretty happy with how it's doing.
So maybe
being a
like
natural
2 or
product.
3 applications?
Yeah, I think we'll get it.
Well, it's gonna be an ongoing thing anyway, especially out there, because we've weed seeds blowing in all the time.
Yeah. Right.
So
I really like this though with the battery thing.
yeah, that is nice.
It's pretty handy. Benjamin, let's find some more.
Look, here, boy.
That's not connected anymore. We gotta find the weed.
Benjamin's been pulling the flowers, which go for
Right
it,
here.
buddy. You can pull as many flowers as you want out of the grass.
You wanna help me with this one?
Oh, you guys really cover them.
Yeah. We don't mess
Oh,
around.
I can tell it's iron based because look at it's kind of orangish red.
Yeah. Okay, let's find more, bud.
And that's gonna do it for today's video, and I will keep you updated on that front yard area and what's going on. I actually don't even have the brick sidewalk area scheduled to be put in yet. Benny, who does all of our brick work, I think he's gonna be doing our sprinkler system up there first, and then the brick sidewalk. I'm not really sure how it's gonna all go down, but it could be months before we ever see like a brick walkway go in, but I think we'll be able to mark it out and start our flower beds up there and get everything kind of lined up. And I kind of foresee fall being very busy in terms of seeding grass and things like that. And then of course when we do tour videos later on, you'll get to see how the plants have done being transplanted, because we will show those. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful in some way, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.